Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 247 DIY. If you caught the last episode where we were working here on my 2002 WRX, we started here in the rear end, upgrading a bunch of the suspension components, and we didn't get enough time to go ahead and get to the front control arms and the roll center correction kit. I'm out here in the barn today and we're gonna be tackling that, but first I want to put out just a quick video because we have to fix some mistakes that I made. So big shout out to YouTube user Jake Wheeler, who commented after I posted the last video that he was also installing these Powerflex bushings, and when he looked on Powerflex's website that it stated the thicker bushing that I had gotten mistaken and said belonged here on the driver's side actually belongs on the right hand side, the passenger side over here. I double checked the site after he made his comment and he was 100% correct. I have the bushings on the wrong side. So we're going to be doing today real simple. We're just going to be dropping down these sides of the outrigger here, getting the bushings out, swapping them one side to the other, and getting it all bolted back up. So let me go ahead and just show you a couple things to note, as well as the reasons why I got them mixed up so that hopefully you don't run into the same problem. So this is the driver's side over here, and if you notice, if you just look at the steel portion, this side here, this bit of steel that the bushing goes in is much thinner than the passenger side over here, which is why I assumed that that thicker bushing would go over here on this side to take up the difference because of how much thinner this is compared to the width of the steel portion over here. However, that's not right. It does correct something that I noticed. I noticed when I bolted this up, this bushing squishes a whole lot versus this one bottomed out pretty quickly on the central steel center of the bushing that goes through the middle. So that would explain that. Now, another thing that he also commented that I didn't think about and I need to take a look at here when we take these brackets off, these are the stock brackets that I bought new ones of. You can see that the one side, this is, I believe, the driver's side, is more or less straight. There's a little curve in it. But the other side here has a very large curve in the center of it, as he was saying, to accommodate the thicker bushing on the one side. Now, if you go ahead and look at the replacement pieces of metal that I got, they are identical. So I'm going to pull those down. There's still the stickers on the back side here. I'm going to pull those down and just make sure that they are different part numbers and that I didn't accidentally order two of the same side. It's possible that I did. But let's get those down. We'll look at the stickers and see what the part numbers look like. All right, so yeah, somewhere along the line, I did go ahead and mess something up. I know when I was going through the technical diagrams, a lot of this stuff, there were quite a few parts that were listed as like discontinued, but then they had like an alternate part number. I'm not sure if that's what happened through the site that I was buying parts from or what, but these are both the same part number. I did a little bit more digging, and not only is there a different part number for the right hand side, it is still available. It's about 16 bucks. I think these were cheaper than that, but either way, now that we have the nice shiny one for the left hand side, I do want to go ahead and get a new one for the right hand side. We will be throwing this back in there for today, just because it does need to be that shape. But once again, big shout out to Jake Wheeler who pointed this out. I wouldn't have known that any of this was incorrect if he hadn't pointed out that he noticed some different things when he was doing his install. So really, really glad that I'm here noticing this now. Like I said, we'll go ahead and order a new one of these. We'll just go ahead and use the new one that we have on hand for the left-hand side. But let's go ahead, let's get in there, swap those bearings over, and then we can call this one a wrap so that I can move on to getting the front control arms installed today. And also don't mix up the metal sleeves that go in the center, because the right-hand side one is longer than the other side as well. And since this is a pretty short one, I figure I'll just throw this in here at the end too, before we go ahead and jump in on the front control arms for the next video. I went ahead and picked up a new gasket for the downpipe, as well as some Multi-Gear 300, 75/90 here for the rear diff. So we'll get these finished up. If you remember in the last video, we didn't get to those because I just had forgot to order those. And if you're curious, this is the Grimspeed double thickness gasket. It probably doesn't need it. I've just always used these, and like I always do with exhaust gaskets, I've just put a little bit of high temperature copper RTV on there. Just helps in case there is any inconsistency with the flange faces to help seal it up. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's the sound of exhaust leaks. So we'll get this gasket in there. So that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one, guys. I know I've said it a couple times already, but I still wanna give a huge shout out to YouTube user Jake Wheeler, who went ahead and pointed out that I had installed these Powerflex bushings on the wrong sides of the vehicle. So again, thank you to you. I would have had no idea that I was driving around with these bushings incorrectly installed. Another thing I wanted to point out, hopefully the audio in this video has been good. I am experimenting with another audio microphone setup. I'm just trying to bring you guys some better content in terms of video quality and audio quality. So as soon as I'm done here with this last bit of recording, I'm gonna jump inside, throw it on the computer and see how it sounds. Hopefully it's something I'm gonna be sticking with. But if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because as soon as I check this footage, we're gonna be jumping in, we're gonna be getting the control arms, the STI aluminum Super Pro control arm set installed in the front of this vehicle. I'm sure you don't wanna miss that. So be sure to hit that like button, and then also linked below will be the previous video where we installed these More Sport rear trailing arms. And as always, if you like the video, be sure to hit that like button and feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks.